And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at a really small game called Perspective. Now when Perspective first crossed my path, I actually thought it was a Game Crafter game because it was a small little box. And then I looked in the side, it's Minion Games, and Minion Games have made some really good games. The Manhattan Project, the Kingdoms of Solomon, they've had some really solid stuff that they've come out with. And so I was interested in this Perspective. Then I found I had double-sided cards, and there's a bit of logic and deduction. Ooh, sign me up, baby! Let's see if it's as good as I hoped. This game is made up of many different cards here. These cards are 4 different colors: yellow, green, red, and blue. But on the other side, they're different colors. So this is green, green. This one is blue, yellow. This one is green, green. This one is blue, blue. This one's red, red, blue, red, red, green, yellow, green, so on and so forth. You're going to draw 3 cards. This is going to be your starting hand. Now you have a private side. That's a side you can see. And then you have a public side, which everyone else can see, but you cannot. So you don't know what the other colors of those are at first. Each player is also going to randomly have one of these cards, which is basically the colors you want to have showing on your public side, the side that everyone else can play. Now this I'm showing, this is the way a 4-player game would be set up. In a 4-player game, players are partners. So you can see what your partner has, and you're trying to help them meet their combination, so to speak. In a 3-player game, you would have it's every man for himself, but you would have a public combination here in the middle of the table. Now on your turn, you're going to draw from a draw pile a card. You need to be careful when you draw to draw the side you can see into your hand of 3 cards. So now you have 4. And then you're going to pick one of these cards and play that card, placing it this side up still in the discard pile and doing whatever it says. As you place cards in the discard pile, you need to let them stay there because players will maybe be able to pull cards from that discard pile. So what do these cards do when you play them? The yellow one's pretty simple. You can flip a card in your hand. Well, they're red on both sides. Or you can flip a card in your opponent and in your partner's hand if you see them. So the yellow one, that's a flipping. The red one is place a card into the use pile, then take any card from use pile in hand. So I might say, okay, I'm going to put this one in the use pile, and this one is going to go in my hand. So you're going to basically be switching a card. That's what the red action lets you do. The blue one lets you rearrange a hand, or you can ask someone and say, what color is this? And everyone else who sees it says, hey, it's blue. Okay, so that's what the blue card lets you do when you play it. And then the green one lets you place a card into your partner's hand and take a card in your hand. So I can put a card in my partner's hand, or in this case, the shared hand, if it's a 3-player game. And then we do this. At any point, you can say, I have the combination. You reveal, okay, I did not have the combination. Red, yellow, blue. The only one correct, I had blue. So when that happens, I discard all 3 cards, draw 3 more, and I start over. If I do have the correct combination, I win in a 2- or 3-player game. In a 4-player game, we keep going until my partner also gets it. So I'm still playing and helping them. And then when both players in a partnership get their combinations, they win the game. If for some reason you ever run out of cards in the draw pile, which will likely happen actually, then you take the top card in the discard pile and leave it there, and then just flip the whole stack over, and that's your new draw pile. Yeah, you can see the problem here with this game. Some people, when I was teaching, were like, Hanabi! Yeah, it has some similarities to the very popular game Hanabi. But this game has one of the problems I had with Hanabi and that's the fact that I gotta make sure I don't cheat by accident by looking at my cards. Because you're picking up the cards, they're double-sided, you need to make sure you never see the other face of the cards, but that everyone else does. And you're gonna be picking and manipulating these cards, and you're moving them all the time, and that just felt real fiddly. I was like, okay, I'm going to put this card here, and I'm not looking at the other sides. And so there's a mixture of that, which some people won't mind. But I'm telling you, that even after a couple plays, it felt kind of like I'm still not getting the hang of this. Then there's memory, right? And so you're like, oh, okay, that card there is a yellow with a green backing. But when it gets placed next to several other yellow cards, I don't know what it is. I feel like my memory's not horrible, but it's not great either. I'm kind of mediocre, but in this game, I can never remember where anything was. I could remember the cards in my hand, and so for me, the most useful thing was flipping them. Flip it, Oh, that's what that card is. Well, let's flip it back or get rid of it. Or maneuver cards around once I know what they are. But the whole memory aspect, okay, you discarded that, and I know that that card had a blue back, and so now I'm going to take it. The game's okay in that regard. Also, the game is a 4-player game. The 2 and 3, well, 2 players, okay. 3-player is not, because the whole thing about being a partner, that's kind of fun. You're kind of helping your partner out and working together, even though you're not allowed to really give out any information other than playing cards. So that one's okay. But the 3-player with the dummy hand, 2-player, those didn't work nearly as well. And there's a solitaire one, but I didn't try that. So I feel like this is like another one of those, ooh, look what we can do with only, I don't know how many cards are in here. There's not very many, like 20, 30 cards, and it's 15 minutes, and this is a game you can carry in your pocket. But I feel like there's too much going on in this little game for it really to be that fun and entertaining. And there's other games. I mean, if you want to try to figure out what your cards are, Hanabi's probably a better pick. If you want to figure out colors and moving things around, there are other deduction games. This one just didn't scratch my itch in any kind of way. So it's okay at best, but I just don't ever think I'll have the urge to play it, and I'll always be thinking about my cards all the time, must not look at the other side by accident. And I want to not, that's a little too much work for a card game. Dice Tower Judgment, okay idea, but kind of fiddly.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Cierra la puerta.